Begin. Hey there guys, my name is Justin and today I am bringing you some 1 vs 1 gameplay in Total War Warhammer. This battle was actually my first battle in the game, as well as my opponent's Solid Gold. He's a friend of mine, and we decided we'd try out the multiplayer. I do have several more up-to-date replays where we kind of knew what was going on, both battles between him and I, and also the quick battles that the game provides. But for this battle, both of us were kind of winging it with our army builds, not really knowing what we should be bringing. So I decided to play as the Vampire Counts, and this is my army here. You can see up front I've got 3 of these skeletal warriors. On either side of them I've got 2 crypt ghouls, 4 in total. And then my main infantry here are of course the Grave Guard, and I've got 4 of them. You can see them looking epic as they walk by. On either flank I've got a Black Knight with lances, 2 Vargeists in the back, and I've got Manfred von Karstein as my legendary lord here, mounted of course on a skeletal dragon, which you can see there, and he definitely looks epic. Okay, and over here we are looking at Solid Gold's army. You can see up front he's got 4 handgunners here, and then his main body is 4 swordsman units, flanked on either side by 2 spearmen, with bringing that total, of course, to 4. And he's got 2 mortar units. These guys are going to be a little bit of a pain for me. I have no skirmishing units as the vampires, of course. He's got a Bright Wizard, Emperor Karl Franz here, mounted on a Deathclaw, and he has 2 Reichsguard in the back. And these cavalry are epic, and they certainly look nice. Not quite as cool as those Demigryph Knights, but they are not something to be messed with. Anyways, as you guys can see, my entire army here is shifting to the right side of the map from my point of view, and the reason for this is there was some terrain over here. I figured moving up on the terrain would prevent his handgunners from getting good shots into my men, which is something I really want to avoid, especially since I have no skirmishing. I'm going to try to get as close to his army as I can before taking fire, and that's why I put these skeletal warriors up front. You can see them there awkwardly marching forward. No muscles makes movement a little bit hard, it would seem, but there they go. They are going to keep moving forward, and hopefully they'll take the brunt of my fire. At this point in time, Solid Gold here decides to move all of his handgunners to his right flank, and I don't know what his logic was for this. I was thinking maybe he thought as I charged in here he could get some shots into my rear, but I'm going to be watching out for that, so I, of course, am going to be moving these epic looking Black Knights off to my far left. You guys can see the mortar fire going on as his army opens up on mine. But as long as those handgunners are unprotected, I am going to try to get a charge into them. So here you can see my whole force moving forward. Some shots going into my crypt ghouls here from those mortars. And Solid Gold's going to be moving up a bit as well. I'm bringing Manfred von Karstein over. I'm going to try to do some damage to his line. And here I am casting a spell. That black hole-like spell. I'm actually forgetting the name of it at the moment, but you can see it picked up some of his men. I didn't cast it in the best spot, but it's going to disrupt him a little bit as my skeletal warriors charge in, and on the right my crypt ghouls are going around behind. I'm charging in along the entire line, but over here my crypt ghouls do not have cavalry support, and they are going to get smashed by these Reichsguard. Check that out as they go flying through the screen. And that is going to be the end of those 2 units, so my flanking attempt over here is not going to be any good. I'm moving my Grave Guard into the center here, where I've created a gap for them to move around. Over here I've got 1 unit engaged with the swordsman, and my Grave Guard should win that fight. And then over here my Black Knights are getting ready to charge on these handgunners, which my opponent actually seems to have forgot to bring into the battle. Right here I had a little micro error, and my Grave Guard are just sitting here taking fire. But on this flank I sent in Manfred von Karstein himself, as well as a Vargeist, to try to stop these Reichsguard from wrapping around my flank. You can see a big fire spell getting cast here. Fire tornado. And these handgunners are going to turn, which sadly he noticed my incoming knights. At this point, I'm just going to commit to a charge, though. So we're going to look from the point of view of these handgunners as the Black Knights charge in. I'm going to take some losses as I charge, but once these knights get here, these poor handgunners are just going to get absolutely slaughtered, plowed down by the Black Knights. Now an overhead of the rest of the battle. I've got some of my Vargeists coming in, smashing into the back of a unit of spearmen there, and that is going to start them on routing. You can see these men getting thrown. The legendary beast units, or just the monstrous units in general, are so fun to watch in this game. Here I've got one unit of skeletal warriors starting to crumble a little bit, but they're gonna come back. They've got almost no men left, 9 men, and I am still using these Vargeists to try to stop these Reichsguard, though my Graveguard are gonna do okay against these guys, since their charge has already been stopped, and the second unit's gonna hit its own unit in the back a little bit there. Over here, I cast Raise the Dead and brought some zombies up on these mortars. And those zombies are going to make short work of the mortars. They're going to move on to the next unit of mortars. And over here I've got some more Black Knights getting ready to charge into these swordsmen. So we will take a look at that as these men try to run away. And in comes the cavalry. Or it would seem I actually diverted them. Oh, no, yeah, I brought them over here because these handgunners came back, and I did not want them shooting into me. So these poor guys just came back from routing, and I immediately targeted them, so they're not even going to get a chance for my opponent to notice them and bring them back around. But you can see the rest of this battle has been pretty wrapped up here. Karl Franz himself here is in the combat, fighting Manfred von Karstein and his skeletal dragon, and Franz is going to start running away there. He's taken a lot of damage, and his death claw is going to try to get him out of there. So all around the battle here, aside from these Reichsguard, which are just epic units, I am pretty much wrapping it up. Sorry about that, going through the ground there. And my Graveguard are going to start cutting these guys down. I still have my Black Knights running around, gonna do some rear charges and try to clean up some of these other units that are coming back from routing. But my opponent's force is really just kind of piecemeal now. There's not too much left. We've got another charge going on here. That unit routed right before it hit. And these Black Knights, as I said, charging in to help with the Reichsguard. I believe it seems my Vargeists are gonna come back in as well and knock over some of those troops. So the Empire is pretty effectively beaten here. He's still got this Bright Wizard. These mortars came back from routing, and there's a swordsman unit over here, once again about to get charged by some Black Knights. But the main combat is right here. And if you look at that from above, you can see it is all owned by the dead. These poor swordsmen getting thrashed by the Vargeist there. And so that's going to be it. It was a Pyrrhic victory there. Both of us actually did a lot of damage. I lost 716 troops. He lost 811. So definitely a costly battle, but that was a victory for the first one. Again, neither of us really knew what we should bring as these armies. There was definitely some alterations that could have been made. I feel like that vampire army actually did decently. I might try it again, though I might replace some of the crypt goals with a different unit. I do like having the skeletal warriors to kind of be a meat shield, though, and they didn't do terribly. And of course, the Graveguard are always a good choice. And my Black Knights did very well as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Good game to my friend Solid Gold here. And expect some more replays soon. More up to date. A little bit more of me knowing what's going on in this game. And also, of course, not everything is a victory. So Yeah, sadly, there are going to be some defeats coming as well, although viewers tend to like that, so we'll see what you guys think. Anyways, leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on that battle or what you guys would like to see. And also, keep an eye out. Soon I'm going to have a link for all of you to start sending me some of your replays. I want to get some of the community's footage up on this channel as well. So, thank you guys for watching. This is Justin, signing off.